How many times did I have to tell you, Frank?
I'm a mad scientist in the movie, so it's always helpful to have one around. That's what Paul is to me.
He has a very, very strong personality.
Let me see the beginning again.
He is unbelievable. He knows exactly what he wants.
Bum, 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 and then bum. Something like that. Let me see that again.
The thing about Paul is he's a passionate person.
Yeah?
He reminds me of a kid with autism who keeps hitting his head.
Paul is very intense.
You know that when you're working on a Paul Verhoeven film, nothing is going to be mundane. It's all going to push the boundaries.
It's not that I feel that it cannot be done in a different way or look at art or film in this case in a different way, but it comes to me in a natural way, and I'd always do that.
There's a lot of rumor with Paul. Oh, Paul is a very difficult director. Oh, you have to be very careful with Paul, working with Paul. Ooh, that's a challenge.
It's a monster. He's a monster!
I think it comes from the intensity of Paul. So he doesn't think about what should I do or what do people expect from me. He just rushes into everything.
But at the same time, he's the most collaborative person I've ever worked with. He literally demands your input. If I don't have something to offer him, why am I there?
Yeah, I'll ask him to do this. Let's do another one.
He's very involved in the whole process of filmmaking. He's very much a hands-on director. If he needs somebody to pick up a prop or to do something within the action of the scene, he wants to make sure that it looks correct on film.
Wait a couple of seconds and then slide it in.
He's really specific. I mean, he's really technical, and he and Joost Vakano, the director of photography, work, very in sync together.
I met Paul almost 25 years ago in Holland. When two people know each other so well as we do, then there's a lot of things we don't have to talk about anymore. Very often we just look at each other. Okay, fine. No problem. That's it. The director and the cinematographer, they don't have to speak with words so much because they are speaking with images, and you don't have to be so precise with words.
Just wipe through. Yeah, wrong.
So that was never ever a problem.
He's just got so much energy.
There's a little bit more of a push of the body. Make an opening here, you go through. You get a little bit more this, yeah?
More like Nureyev, but I mean, it's more of a ballet dance, and you have to do your own personal interpretation of it.
With regard to the actors, I think he's very kind on actors. I think he's wonderful with actors. He cajoles them into a performance.
Yeah, I think it helps.
When he directs and he tries to let us know what's going on, and because we're working with nothing.
And the ape is really highly agitated, I would say. In the beginning, I'll give you a thing like, yeah, and then you do a little bit like this, and then I'll say,
and when you see that he's that into it, it's real. We're here. We've come to play. He inspires your performance.
And count.
Not even knowing that he's doing it, he always tries to express himself in a way that he is almost acting. And whenever he talks to the actors, he is already acting something. And sometimes that's a problem because the actors are not used to that, and the actors feel, okay, it's our job to act. He should tell me what to do, but he shouldn't stay in front of me and start acting because I have to feel what I'm doing.
And action! The hit was okay this time, but just do it like this. Don't hit it. Just have your hands here and do like, yeah,
Whatever stage of transformation we wished. The green suits are very light efficient, so from a lighting standpoint, they don't take very much work. They glow very quickly. So in most cases, those were the preferable choice, but they wouldn't work well in water.
Because the green would reflect in all the little water drops around. So in that case, you paint everything black. There's a black face. Everything has to be black.
And the green also tended not to work well in the smoke.
When you have a person walking around, but the head is gone. So to take the green head out, that's very simple. Only problem is, if the head is gone, what do we see? We see what's behind the head.
If I would be green to take me out, that's fine. Then you get, but what do you get? Then you get a black hole, isn't it? Because you don't have the wall behind me. And so to add the wall, I have to repeat the move of the camera without the actor, so I now include the wall into my shot.
So we have to do the same scene twice. One.
Physiology.
Normally in most computer graphics films, you just look at the exterior skin. But for this particular film, we had to create all of the internal organs as well. Creating that internal musculature set, that internal anatomy, is something that really hasn't been done before, and especially to this degree. First thing we wound up doing was taking a lot of video and photo references. Basically, we wound up gridding him into putting markers all over his body that told us exactly how his various joints and body anatomy changed as he moved.
We made him do calisthenics, made him stand on his toes, lift his arms, so that we could begin to study where his muscles attached in what area on his body. We measured each joint.
If we take any shortcuts, if we are not correct in our measurements, we're not going to get a proper lineup. We have to have the capability of making our Kevin move exactly like the real Kevin. So what I'm doing here is what we call a process of retrofit. We've done a cyber scan, then taken our generic human skeleton, and I'm trying to place the bones within his body where they really would be.
They went to a full anatomical course, so they know exactly what happens when you take the real skin and pull the skin backwards, and how liquid this is, and how wet it is, and how much fat there is. That you can, of course, study better with a real dead body.
It reminds you of a piece of meat you've seen or eaten. To get our meaty look of the muscles, we needed to have the right speck hits and the right glints on the muscles in the right place to really sell it as wet and having many, many different layers. Then after we did that and sort of made it as anatomically correct as possible, then our modelers went in and actually cheated it a little bit more, because we looked at the muscles with the skin off. We don't have a lot of the fat represented here, and that actually fills out a lot of the face. And so the modelers actually expanded out the muscles in that area to fill in and make it look more like the outer surface of the skin.
And we had another team that went along and did the animator controls and figured out exactly how to get animator to move the basic skeletal portion.
The human anatomy has very defined limitations to it. As an animator, you find it very frustrating. You just want to push an action a little more, and you can't do it.
You have to be so precise and with all these little details, because it's all mathematical formulas. And if you make a mistake, then the nose is suddenly here, or the nose is upside down, or whatever.
Another thing that really just made it so difficult for us is the actual amount of data and amount of geometry that we had to push through our system. We had to buy better and faster computers to be able to handle it, and even then, we actually couldn't load our whole model in at once.
We pushed it to the limit. Wherever we could do something, if it was the right thing for the story, we did it.
I have never seen anything so beautifully digitalized. It's really, it goes beyond what anybody has done. It's probably 100 times more complex than a dinosaur. Nearly beyond what could be done. But I think we do it.
You see this air pocket attacking Kramer.
But it's different than the rain scenes, very different, because you don't have rain falling, you know, at a speed. You have a stillness of water, and he's moving through it. The impression of a body that's displacing water. And, you know, it's interesting, you try to think about, well, what does that look like?
There is a human-shaped air bubble, but through the front, when you look through, on the back side, you see the negative form of the air bubble. If you look at him, you would see the structure of his neck, of his back, of his head, whatever.
There are no invisible men we have to reference, so we have to make it up anyway. But you can start out with kind of a scientific or technical kind of an approach. Some of the things that we've done towards that are get props, and we took some and created some plastic hands, for instance. These were used to put underwater and create an actual displacement and look at what the refractive or reflective qualities might be. So you can kind of put this over a person and say, oh, look at how much it distorts or it doesn't distort. So we go through a lot of actual practical type testing to kind of work some of this stuff out.
To shoot it, that was not so complicated because it's like an action scene.
And action.
And then would say, okay, now let's do the same thing. Camera moves the same thing without the actors. So we would have the water behind them. But that doesn't work so well because water is not steady. When you have two swimming people, the water is fluctuating and is moving around. So when you do it another time, the water is sort of standstill, looks completely different.
We would also shoot bubble passes. We knew that we were going to need lots of bubbles to help integrate this guy into the scene, and that there would be bubbles behind him when they were fighting. Big exhalation bubbles, small little bubbles that are close to the camera. We'd also do the same thing when we broke the surface of the water. We'd park the camera and start making a bunch of splashes so that when the Invisible Man was splashing, we could add splashes that you would see through him. So there were, say, on average, 5 different passes of actual photography required just to start the whole process. So the animators had a real challenging job. They were basically trying to match a live-action human. Another interesting aspect, after the animators had gotten their puppet to the correct performance and we felt confident there, we have the effects animators. Their job is to create either smoke or underwater bubbles, any number of different elements that are also keyed specifically to the performance. So ultimately,
of alginate, which is a seaweed-based dental impression-making material. And that's what the actors poured on Kevin, and I believe that we had a mouthpiece for him to breathe in.
Okay, don't move.
We did some early tests on Tom and showed Paul an interesting take where we pull up on the silicone material and then snip it, and he thought that was really neat.
Yeah, that's creepy, yeah.
Thanks, that's better.
But how do you do the next time then?
We have a mold. We had our foam latex mask, which was a piece that we basically used and threw away every day each time it was applied.
To keep that 4 hours on your face is so nearly not only claustrophobic, it's such an unpleasant feeling because it is this to all the skin of your face.
Every day they come up with some new technique to make me go insane. They haven't broken me yet.
The direct visual effects aspect, fire and water are two natural phenomena that are the hardest to do with visual effects. Because it's a fire stunt, you don't want to have to do it more times than necessary. And the multiple cameras set up for all the different angles we'd need. Here we want to do it all at once so that you don't have to endanger the stuntman more than necessary.
The moment you see the doors move, you have to shoot. That should be. Ready, dive, and then roll. Let's do first a rehearsal without flames, yeah?
Can I see everybody on their cameras, please? Okay, here we go. Ready? And action! Fire, fire, fire! Fire! And then you get some and try to get away, yeah?
Put him out! Put him out!
Rehearsal.
That's acceptable. Now the only problem that we feel here, that he jumps out a touch too early. Go there and then stay touch longer there. But then it's not.
Okay, here we go. Everybody in your positions. Here we go.
We're going to start fueling. Call up here in 15 seconds, and then I'll call the roll, okay? Yep. Okay, go into the secret sauce. Juice up.
Stay in the room.
Coming out.
Okay, stand by. Ready? And action!
I'm just saying it's bad. It's
pretty exciting.
Wow.
Look at this.
We got ice box.
Look at it.
He stayed.
Because they don't see a reaction of him. It's like he's standing there.
I mean, the minute it hits him.
Yeah. On the first hit.
React to
Yeah. Ah, like this, yeah?
How was the timing?
Now,
Watch
Gary,
the tape. Let's go watch the
let's
tape.
go back. How is he doing?
He's fine.
Can we do another one?
There's an amazing combination of first unit and stunt work, blending those with first and second unit work, pyrotechnics that we shot, miniature and high-speed photography, and then to top it all off, the digital Sebastian. And it's a combination of every kind of effect you can imagine.
The ladder going up to the elevator shaft was so scary.
All right, here we go. Ready? And action!
Make him look like he's fighting up there.
And so it's really coordination between the stunt people, the actors, and the special effect people to be sure that everybody's okay. It's absolutely, it's really high. Even if you're well protected, even if you know that there are safety lines and all that stuff, the feeling is scary.
We built a 6-story high elevator shaft, which was on a high parking structure on the Sony Lodge. But of course, it was 6 stories. It was not 30 stories. Whenever the camera was looking up or looking down, it had to be extended.
We have built a 6th scale model with a fully working elevator in it to simulate the 300-foot length of elevator shaft that we obviously couldn't do for real.
We are shooting in our 1/6 scale elevator shaft. It will look like 300 feet of elevator shaft. For basically a second and a half shot, it will take us about 34 minutes to shoot it in motion control speeds. It is very much like watching paint dry, because when I started this show, I had a tremendous amount of hair left, but it's going to